So something I personally have noticed is that relationships are like a mirror to who you really are.
Yes.
Because they thrust things about you that you might try and hide from the world or from yourself to the surface.
This is the beauty of it. Like, you can be in a relationship and you can go into that victimhood and be like, the other person did that to me, which might be true. But if you really take a step further, this is an opportunity for you to learn about who you are. Because we are just a bunch of energy, and whoever we attract in our lives is just a reflection of who we are.
So we are back here once again.
Yes.
For another episode. And today I'm here with my little sister Zineb.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, little sister.
Hello.
Hey, so today I want to speak about you,
Okay.
get to know you. And like I said to you before we started, like in the realm of love and relationships and things like this, what is real for you right now? And what are you passionate about? What are you thinking about? Things like this.
Well, in general, I am very passionate about human beings.
Okay.
Like, I find it very interesting how human beings are made and how we take decisions and what are the things that motivate us and stuff like that. Yeah. So, and especially in relationships, I feel like this is where you see the real character of a person.
Okay, so can you elaborate? So something I personally have noticed is that relationships are like a mirror to who you really are.
Yes.
Because they thrust like the things about you that you might try and hide from the world or from yourself to the surface. Is that what you're referring to?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. This is the beauty of it. Like, you can be in a relationship and you can go into that victimhood position and be like, the other person did that to me, which might be true. But if you really take it a step further, this is an opportunity for you to learn about who you are. Because we are just a bunch of energy, and whoever we attract in our lives is just a reflection of who we are. Have it ever occurred to you that you sometimes have a relationship with somebody, they might say this is a very rude person, but to you this person is not rude. Or someone is very generous, but to you they are not. And I think there is a dynamic in every relationship. So they just reflect to you what you think about yourself, what you believe actually about yourself.
Right, so there's a phrase that I've heard, which is everyone is you pushed out.
That's
that
true.
phrase?
Yes, I've heard that. It comes from a law of assumption. Yeah. So
I'll check you out.
yeah,
Well read. Knowledgeable.
a little bit.
You.
So yeah, actually, well, that says that you are actually the only real thing in your world. So everything you see is just a reflection of you. And if you master the idea of who you are and who you want to be, you will master also your outer world, which means the people will be acting the way you want them to act.
So I have a question.
Yes.
If everybody is you pushed out,
Yes.
and every man you've been in a relationship was really you pushed out, what was pushed out into that man who you were in relationships with? Like, what have you discovered about yourself from the people that you've been with in the past?
Okay, well, this is a very
Talk to
good
me.
question. Yeah.
Because I've learned a lot about myself.
Yeah, me too. I'm so grateful for all relationship I had. And there is this, I don't know if you know about the attachment style theory.
Yeah.
And for me, that was the thing that I learned more about myself, how I attach to other people. And I would say that I'm now leaning more to secure attachment style.
Leaning towards. So we're not quite there yet.
Well,
It's a work in progress.
Well, I think I'm not sure about it. I'm just like a little bit cautious about it. I think I'm secure, but I would say I'm leaning to, because there are moments where you will feel insecure. And I would say this, it's all about how you react to that, because there are situations that bring that up because there is uncertainty or people are not communicating the right way. But if you go into anxious or avoidant, this is where you know what's going on inside.
Okay, but
So for me, okay,
are you telling me that you were anxious? Is that it?
I'm disorganized.
Disorganized?
Yeah, which is both.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Anxious and avoidant.
Yes.
That's quite the cocktail.
Yeah, this is actually one of the most complicated attachment styles, because you have both. You are craving intimacy, but you are fucking like scared of it. So it terrifies you. You want it, but the moment you get it, you are like pushing it away.
So how did that manifest in your relationships?
Well, as I told you, every relationship is a dynamic. So I would actually attract both kinds. Men that would be anxious with me where I go to avoidance, or they would be avoidant where I go to anxiousness.
But what I'm saying is this. So I've got no idea what anxious and avoidant means, right?
Okay.
Someone who's watching, they're in Beirut or they're in
Yes.
London. It's like anxious avoidant, what the hell does that even mean?
Okay.
So you are with some guy and you're displaying anxiety and avoidance.
Yes.
This combination, which you called, what did you call it?
Attachment style.
No, but like the mixture of the two.
Disorganized.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what does it look like when you're being disorganized? What was the scenarios that was occurring between you and these guys?
Yeah. So I think one thing that is really a criteria when it comes to this kind of attachment style is self-sabotage. You would have a beautiful time with the person. Everything is amazing. You think you're good. But then you will find something to sabotage it. So there is a conflict. And this is where you will push the person away because you don't have a reason. You're just getting so close to that person and it's terrifying you. And you would rather control the outcome because it's better to leave them than they will leave you.
Did it feel to you like if there was nothing wrong, that was dangerous because something was probably going to go hugely wrong?
I wasn't aware of it.
But
That's
like,
the
do you think on
beauty
some
of it.
level, do you
It's
think
very subconscious and subtle.
and then you would find yourself finding things that were wrong with those people as well? I mean, that's what I did.
It wasn't like that for me. For me, it was more of like I would act in a weird way.
Ooh.
Like I would just feel like not answering, for example.
Not answering.
Yeah.
So like they ask you a random question. It's like,
Yeah, or they text me, I wouldn't text back.
I used to do that.
Yeah.
I'd do that.
Yeah.
Someone would text me and it's like, I could reply to the text, but replying was painful.
Exactly.
So I would just leave the text for hours.
Doesn't make any sense, but subconsciously it does.
So what I would do is this. So I would get to know someone and I am getting to know this woman and I'm thinking, wow, she's amazing. She's beautiful. She's intelligent, all of this stuff, right? And these feelings of love are growing and growing and growing. Then it would hit a critical mass, right?
Yes.
Critical mass where I'm like, wow, I think I love this girl.
Yeah.
Then once I thought I love this girl, like that, and then I'd go very flat.
Well, this is the avoidance.
Yeah.
That's the avoidant part.
I'm avoidant.
Yes.
I'm recovering.
Yes.
Right. I'm definitely a recovering avoidant. So what I've had to learn to do is to like lean into that fear. So let's say I might be with a woman, right? And we're in bed.
Yes.
And my heart deep down wants to like hug and caress, right?
Yeah.
But the avoidance is like, nah, that's pain. So it wants me to pull away and
Exactly.
to go. So I would face the discomfort and actually hug and caress anyway.
Yeah.
And show myself that I'm going to be safe.
Yes. Well, this is where the awareness comes in. If you are aware of your patterns, you can give yourself time and to get some spaciousness about it. Because it's all about the nervous system. When you shut down or you pull away, it's just a protection mechanism because you are afraid something is going to happen. This person is going to abandon you or you are going to lose yourself when it comes to avoidance. It's like this idea of losing yourself. It's so terrifying. So you would rather just pull away and be independent, go back to your life than lose yourself in a person. So, but if you know about that, you can make space for it, like go through the discomfort. And this is how your nervous system knows, okay, or learns you are safe and you can do it.
So something I've just been aware of is that we're speaking about some high-level concepts that a lot of people listening might not know. So, Zineb, my intelligent, educated, beautiful little sister, could you lay out the different attachment styles and how they operate for people who are listening who have no idea what we're talking about?
Okay, well, there are 4 types of attachment styles. We all want to go to or get to the secure attachment style. What does it mean to be secure? It doesn't mean you don't feel things or you don't ask questions or you don't wonder why a person would disappear. It's just you don't go into hypervigilance, which is the anxious attachment style, or you wouldn't shut down. You would see it, you would observe it, you would ask yourself, okay, but you would still be curious about what the other person is doing.
So what is a secure person likely doing day by day in a relationship?
Well, they have in their own life, first of all. They are not leaning or relying on the other person to make them happy. That's for me, first criteria of someone who is secure. Because the moment you let yourself turn around somebody, trust me, this is where you gonna lose yourself for real and for sure. And this is where you're gonna be disappointed because you are putting a lot of pressure on the other person, making them the source of your happiness without them even giving consent to that.
And then what were the others?
The other two are anxious attachment style. This is where you crave connection the whole time. So your partner would be maybe busy for 2 hours. They wouldn't text you. This is, we think, oh my God, they don't love me anymore. They are not interested in me anymore. I am not important. So you have this anxiety and you want to connect and you start sending messages or maybe calling.
They need constant validation. That everything's
Reassurance.
Okay. Yeah.
Constant reassurance. The avoidant is the opposite for that. Is someone who wants their space to process their feelings. They want to be independent. They don't want to lose themselves in other people. So the moment something gets a little bit too hard, what they do, or too intimate, they pull away. They don't want to get consumed by that. And their reaction is really shutting down or freezing or whatever. So they pull away.
So something I learned about avoidance is it sounds like the avoidant doesn't care from everything that you said.
That's not true.
Exactly, that's my point. Yeah.
That's not true. It's just,
it's
as
just
I
fear.
said, it's fear. It's a defense mechanism. They go into freeze. They shut down. Internally, they don't feel something. They numb. But after a while, they would start feeling everything. It's just to feel safe. It's like dissociating. It's like, okay, I'm not going to feel this. This is not what I want to do. Emotions are not good for me. I need to be focused. I need to take care of my work. So they would start distracting themselves, working a lot. But they can't do that for their whole life. At some point, something comes up and they will have to deal with it. Most of the time.
Can I just butt in and say we look really good in this lighting?
Yes.
We really do.
Okay.
Like, seriously, I'm just like looking at like the purpley, reddy, rosy off your
I
skin.
like
It's
that color
yeah,
too.
we look good. But anyway, continue. Avoidance.
Yeah,
Talk to
so
me.
the thing about avoidance, it's a defense mechanism and it's a pattern. All of these things are patterns. And if you are not aware of it, it repeats itself. But when you are avoidant or anxious or whatever, other than secure, you don't give yourself a chance to really like feel real love and real
To
intimacy.
feel real love.
Yes, because you're always like, how do you call it? You have an armor on your heart.
Yeah.
You can't really open your heart fully because you're afraid you're going to be hurt.
I've actually felt that myself, right? So when my avoidant tendencies kick in, right, I get pain here. Like
It's like mostly a punch in the stomach.
not a pain. It's like
Tightness.
like electrical discomfort. I can't really. It's hard to describe, but I realized what it was. Right, so it's like there's all this love I had for the person, which was here, trying to leave my heart, but the energy flow is blocked, and then that wall is there. So it's like there's a feedback loop, and there's a, and that's uncomfortable. But then if I would like sit and then breathe through it, then I could like get that block to go, and then it would actually start to flow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing about all these feelings. We are always afraid, or most of the time we're afraid of something, but it's just a discomfort moment. And the moment you go through it, this is where it just releases itself. But most of people don't want to go there, which is normal because we've never been taught how to deal with our feelings. So it's normal to just block them, suppress them, or yeah.
So, how have you learned to overcome your disorganized tendencies?
Breathing into it, for real. Sitting
Breathing
with
into
that part of me. Like, for example, if you are anxious and you start texting that person, what you are looking for is safety, but safety outside of you. And you need to find safety
But isn't that what
inside
I'm
of you.
supposed to get, though? Safety comes from outside of me, right? Someone else lets me know that I'm okay.
Well,
and therefore I can feel safe.
That's true.
That's what someone's thinking.
Yeah, but this person cannot be there for you always
How
to
can
tell
safety
you.
come from me, Zineb?
Well, this is your job to feel safe. How it can come from you is when you really connect with yourself and you integrate those parts of you that are scared and you give them safety. Because that reassurance that you are looking for outside of you is just a reassurance that you are actually able to give yourself, because you are afraid of to be abandoned, like hurt. If you give yourself the reassurance that you will be there and that's gonna be all right, it doesn't matter how much you are hurt, you will get through it, and you trust yourself that you will get through it, you're gonna be brave and love people. And instead of going to the phone to text them and waiting for the message so they can reassure you, you can sit with that part of yourself and see what's going on.
So what I am hearing is that at the root of anxious attachment, and maybe the other one as well, avoidance, is a lack of self-love. So if the anxious person needs somebody else to let them know that they're okay, it's because they don't feel okay, number one, and they don't have faith in their ability to make themselves feel okay.
Yes.
So on some level, they don't feel like they're good enough.
Yes.
So I am broken on some level, and I need an external force to let me know that I'm okay.
Yes.
Because I'm not powerful enough to become okay, and I'm also not trustworthy enough to know if I am.
Yes.
If you see what I mean.
Yes.
So that's effectively it.
Yes.
So then the person sits down with themselves and then faces their demons.
Yes.
But demons are scary though. Fucking scary.
That's very scary. It's just because it's not familiar. Because we are not used to go through that pain. And this it doesn't have to be pain, it's just discomfort. If you know it's temporary, it's not going to be the whole life there. But whenever you sit with yourself and give yourself that permission to feel things, you release them once for all. And this is where magic comes in. Because whenever you do that, what happens, your energy shifts. And you don't need that person to reflect that back to you, that you are self-abandoning. Before they abandon you, you self-abandon yourself. Because an anxious person, for example, tends to rearrange their plan according to that person, doing everything to be available for them. Like their whole life just turns around that person. So whenever you do that, what you are doing, you are self-abandoning. Because you don't do the things that you like. You are waiting for other person to be free, waiting for them to give you some hints. Okay, when can they be available so you can do something for them or with them?
Have you heard of something called existential kink?
No.
Okay. So it's this type of shadow work created by this woman. I forget her name. But basically, she was a struggling something in America. And she's trying to make ends meet, and she's like barely scraping by. And this is going on for years and years and years, and she's miserable. It's like, why do I not have enough money? Why am I always in these terrible relationships with abusive men or avoidant men or whatever? And then one day, she was like queuing to get some government issued money or whatever. And she sat down with herself and she was like, I actually enjoy this, don't I? She realized that on a deep level, part of her really enjoyed the sensation of being broke, right? On a very deep and core level. So she comes up with this shadow work practice called existential kink, which is based on the idea that she basically says that the things that we really hate that happen to us all the time, like let's say you have an older sister who disrespects you or something like this, you might dislike it consciously, but your subconscious and your soul fucking love it.
Yeah.
To the point where it actually might even turn you on a bit as well. That's why she said kink, because she would sit with being like poor and she'd just sit with it. And then she was like getting herself aroused. She was like, oh yeah, I'm poor. Oh my God, yeah. And she would just sit with it. Yeah. But the point was, after she just sat with stuff, then it started to go away.
Yeah.
Because what she needed to do was to sit with the fucking thing.
Exactly.
And then as a result, the pain of it dissipated.
Yes.
I did that over Christmas. So you remember I went for a little something over Christmas,
Yes,
right?
I
A
remember.
little something.
Yeah,
A little something. I had a little something happen, right? It wasn't nothing.
It was
Yeah,
something.
there was a situation that occurred, which he helped me through.
Yeah.
And then that's when I bought the book, right?
Yes.
And I'm reading the book, right? And then she had this meditation, right? And to do the meditation, you light a candle and then you stare at the candle and you focus on the thing that's pissing you off.
Yeah.
And then I was just in fits of laughter. Fits of laughter, fits.
Yeah.
And I was cracking up over the situation. And it seemed so funny. And it wasn't that hard for me to get there. It took about 5 minutes of me just looking at this candle and just like actually not running from the situation. I was fucking laughing.
Yeah.
And I guess what I'm saying is, yeah, it seems to me like, and I'm not sure if I'm changing the topic, but things that we feel like we don't want, we actually kind of do on a level. And then if we actually just kind of face it, we can face that part of ourselves and then just let it go.
That's true, because also everything that we feel, emotions are just a cocktail of chemicals, you know?
Oh, it's a good word, cocktail of chemicals.
Yeah.
Look at you, Miss Bilingual. Look at you, the command of the English language. Okay.
So,
Okay.
I'm doing my best.
You're doing very well.
Yeah, English is my fifth language. So
Fifth?
Yeah.
How many languages?
I speak Moroccan.
Okay.
And I speak Arabic.
Okay.
I speak German, French, and English.
You're fluent in all of them?
I would say yes.
No.
French, maybe. Well, I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. But I think yes.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm impressed and I feel inferior at the same time. All right. There you go.
But you
where
can
were
speak
we?
the most used language in the world.
That's
so.
true. And I'm an expert in English as
Yeah,
well.
see?
There you go.
And you are a writer. So.
Well, there we go. So what were you saying there?
So yeah, as I said, like those chemicals makes us also
The cocktail of chemicals.
the cocktail of chemicals. It makes you addicted to it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, some people are
That's
addicted
Joe
to pain.
Dispenza, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what he's saying, and I agree, because I myself found that happening a lot in my life.
What emotions are you addicted to?
Pain,
Oh.
suffering, like
Oh, you're addicted.
yeah. I was like feeling, especially when you come to this epiphany of, oh, there is spirituality, I need to work on myself, blah, 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 blah. So you start thinking that you are a project that has to be fixed. And whenever you hear about something, you want to do it. Oh, there is a Kundalini activation. This is going to give you something. Okay, so you are trying. There is a nervous system regulation workshop. Okay, let's go do this. And you come from a place of fixing yourself.
So you're addicted to fixing?
Yes.
Not to being fixed, but to be perpetually fixing yourself.
Yeah, I was just proving to myself or confirming to myself that I am not good enough. That I still need this and this and this and this to be whole.
Yeah. Yeah, I can.
And this is where the addiction comes in. Yeah. But what you said, this is something I got also in a mentorship that I did. And this woman was talking about what you said. Even though things seem to be like you hate them when it comes to your conscious mind. You're like, I hate being betrayed. I hate being taken for granted. I hate not being appreciated, blah, 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 blah. But somehow, deep down, on some level, you enjoy it. So otherwise, you wouldn't allow it in your life. Of course, there is the belief about yourself that you are not worthy enough or you are not deserving of trust or whatever. But still, you find something good in that pain that you are experiencing through that situation. And her approach was just to sit and repeat a sentence. Let's say you get betrayed so often. This is something that happens a lot. Then you sit down, you close your eyes, and you just feel the sensations in your body, and you repeat the sentence. There is a part of me that enjoys being betrayed. There is a part of me that enjoys being betrayed. And you go with that sensation. And I did that so many times. I started yawning and burping, sometimes crying. And then after that, it's gone. The body is like, release it.
So there's something I remember from when I was a little kid. So I'm a little boy growing up in England. England in the 1980s. It wasn't the racial utopia that it is today. Not even close.
What was different?
What was different? The fact that I was told on a weekly basis to go back to my own country.
Oh, wow.
The fact that I would be walking through the streets minding my own business and people tried to fight me for being black. Like it was well different. Well different. And what's the point I'm making? Oh yeah. But anyway, so there was that. But then also I had like a lot of energy. I was like quite hyperactive, like ADHD or something like that. But it wasn't really diagnosed. So basically you got a little black boy in a very racist time and area and place who also, as well as that, has like some sort of condition that's prone to make him like jump up and run around and break things and be aggressive or whatever, and to back up every kind of stereotype that people had about people who look like him. So I've also got that. But then also as well, like around black people, I'm like getting in trouble, like around my parents and things like this. So I was always being told like, Kieran, calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down, calm down. Or like, you're bad, you're wrong. At some point, I remember, I have a memory of like being like 7 or 8 and saying, all right, well, if I'm such a bad person, I'm going to make life really hard for myself. I remember making that decision, which kind of like carried on throughout my life. And honestly, when bad stuff would happen to me, there was a part of me that enjoyed it. Like it was actually there. Like an honest decision that I realized I made when I was a little kid was, I realized that, it's going to sound arrogant, but it's actually how I felt. It's like, I am too much for these people. They can't handle my intelligence. They can't handle my fire. So I have to like nerf myself. You know what it means to nerf something?
It's like dim it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. To give them a chance. Yeah, and that's something that I did. So, you know, you speak about enjoying things. It's like, if I'm going to be very honest, I can look at things that happened to me throughout my life and like there's a part of me that's like, yeah. And then here's another thing as well.
Yeah.
There have been so many occasions in the past when something would happen and it was too good. And then there was a part of me that was uncomfortable because it was too good. Have you ever had that happen?
Yeah. For me, it wasn't about being uncomfortable. It's the good. There was a fear that's gonna go away.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Like
I wasn't used to being happy for so long. I'm expecting something to happen anytime. Okay, well, things are going good now. I don't know. But that was just a limiting belief because of my childhood. I would always have something. So, but the thing is about change, the beauty in it, when you have awareness, you have the first step. You can change everything. When you know about your patterns or the things you do that you don't want to do anymore.
All right, so here's the thing though. Me and you are clearly people who are prepared to look into the dark depths of our psyches. But that is a truly horrific thing for the majority of people.
Yes.
Like you look at society, and society is set up to stop you from looking at yourself.
Yeah.
Like, so there's some woman right now who works in London and she works in like fashion or something. So she wakes up, she starts listening to a podcast while she's getting ready for work and maybe even while she's in the shower as well. Phone's like outside the shower and she's still listening. Then on her way to work, she's probably listening to music. She sits down and then she actually works. But then on her lunch break, she goes to the gym listening to music while she's at the gym. She comes home, she listens to Netflix. She's never really on her own. If she is genuinely on her own, she goes quite stir crazy and then she starts like texting random people to see if they want to hang out because she doesn't want to be alone.
Yeah.
My point and question is, so for somebody like that, who actually does need to look within themselves, is listening to this and going, oh my God, that sounds like something I should do, but it also sounds like something I can't. How do they dip their toe into that water?
Okay. Well, there is 2 possibilities.
Talk to me.
Okay.
Hit me.
First possibility.
School me. Educate me.
Yeah. First possibility is you don't do it and you will be forced to do it. This is what's going to happen because this is how it works. Things are going to be louder and louder and louder, and there you will reach a point in your life, or maybe you meet someone where you will create a situation that's going to just push you so hard that you have to look at yourself in the mirror.
Can you give an example?
Yeah, some people go into car crashes, or some people go through a hard divorce or heartbreak. that really push them to go within and see what's going on.
All right. What are the other options?
The other option is, okay, you see it, you acknowledge that you are not able to do it right now the way you would like to do it. You start with small amounts. Like you can't be alone. Start with 5 minutes. 5 minutes alone. Put in your phone to the other side.
And what are they doing for those 5 minutes?
Just sit with yourself.
Nothing else, just
Nothing else. You want a presence from other people when they are talking to you? When you are talking, you want people to listen to you and be present with you and give you their attention. Well, you know that feeling. Give it to yourself.
Ooh.
Say, okay, well, in this moment, I'm going to be present with you. What do you have to say? Without judgment, just curiosity. And put a timer, 5 minutes. Do it consistently. And it's going to be one day, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes, hour, until you love it. I hated being alone. I hated that. That was so hard for me. I was always looking for people to be with them. And if I don't have to do anything, I would look for doing something.
Deep down, what were you afraid of seeing if you were alone with yourself? I guess what I'm saying is, if I was to take you at whatever age you hated being alone, and I was to sit and like ask you a bunch of questions that eventually got to the root of what you feared would happen if you were alone,
Yeah.
do you know what that would have been?
For me, it was the fear of dying alone.
Dying alone.
Yeah.
So if you basically sit alone with yourself, you're going to die.
That's what I thought.
Oh.
Well, for the subconscious mind, it doesn't make any sense. Like for us, it doesn't make any sense. But for subconscious mind, it makes sense. You know, there is something that you subconsciously thought somehow made sense for you. Like, for example, and I'm going to give you an example.
Talk to me.
A lot of people like go through experiences that are very, very hard, right? And when they grow up, they start like, for example, hating some kind of food or hating some kind of smell. And they don't know why. And sometimes they're related to a trauma that happened in their life. Because something happened at that time, there was this smell. So they can't smell it. Some people hate cinnamon smell because it's in Christmas and there was a lot of fights. So they associate fights with cinnamon. So how the mind works, we never know. There is a lot of stuff that happens underneath. We can't know.
Okay. And was there another thing they could do as well?
What do you mean?
Because I think you said there were 3 options, right? So
I said 2 options.
Oh, 2 options.
Either
okay.
you face it, well, in little steps. If your fear is being alone, do it. If your fear is being in public, do it for a little bit. So you have to face that fear. You have to face that thing, whatever is that.
So another thing I'd say to that person is, all of the things that have weighed me down, right? That have got me down about myself and what have you. They were always there in the back of my mind. It's like you try and run away from them, but you never really can. It's like the metaphor is like, like you say, imagine a gay man who's pretending to be straight, right? But it's like, oh, I'm really gay.
Yeah.
So like, let's say, all right, years ago, I was terrible with money. Terrible. Absolutely terrible with money. And it made me feel worthless and it made me feel pathetic. It made me feel like I wasn't good enough and things like that. And I would do all sorts of things to forget about it. I would like drown my sorrows in alcohol and drugs and playing video games. But it was just always there. And even because it was always there, I was actively trying to run from it. It was only slightly below my conscious experience, but it was there and it was actually a pain as well. So to like that person who's listening, that is going on with you as well. So you can try and pretend that it's not there, but it actually is.
It's there. Yeah.
And funnily enough, what you're saying as well, this is how I overcame my like spending money issue. Because I was at there's a couple of things that happened. Number one, like years and years ago, right? It must have been 10 years ago. I was with a friend and we met 2 girls from Croatia. And we were like kind of into them. There was like a will we, won't we thing, but like we kind of got on with them. But at the same time, I liked one, my friend liked the others. Oh, okay, yeah. And they invited us to go to Croatia. Now, because I couldn't handle my money, on the day we were meant to go or the week we were meant to go, I wasn't able to go, so I couldn't buy my ticket.
Yeah.
And I didn't like that at all, right? And then like a couple months later, my little brother called me one day. He goes, "Oh, big brother, I'm in Croatia. I'm at a festival." Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yeah.
I can imagine the feeling.
I didn't like that at all. Not at all. He's like 10 years younger than me as well.
Yeah.
Like, big brother, I'm in Croatia. I'm like, oh my God. My little brother, like, he looks up to me, has his shit together enough to go to Croatia, and I don't. Like that, I really didn't like that. But even still, I did nothing.
Yeah.
And then, so like a few months later now, I was at home. I was sitting on my parents', well, I was sitting on my bed in my parents' house. And I was doing the thing that I always did, which is I would like cycle through like YouTube and Netflix and video games, and might have been some pornography as well, right? I was doing all of this, right? Might have been. I'm not saying there was, I'm saying there might have been. I'm saying there's a damn good chance though, right? Damn good chance.
I'm not saying anything. Yeah. Go for it.
There's a strong possibility.
Okay.
But anyway, at some point I was like, hold on, what the hell am I doing? So I stopped and I was like, all right, what am I running from? And within 45 seconds of me just sitting, it was like, oh, I feel pathetic because I'm terrible with money. And then I turned into a demon in that point, right? And then I downloaded like financial management apps and stuff like this. And then I just became like really serious about learning to manage my money. But it's because I actually sat down and said, like, what the fuck is going on? What is this? And then now I'm in a completely different place.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm in Bali.
Exactly.
With you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And none of that would have happened if I hadn't faced that fear at that point.
You know the buffalo? It's an animal, buffalo, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
The animal.
Oh, yeah.
I love this animal. You know why? Because when they see the storm, they don't run away. They stay, they go through it because they understood there is no other way around. The only way is through, you know? And most people that are expert in any kind of area in life, it's because they had to go through that. They had to go through that pain. They had to reach that point of no going back in order for them to be expert in something. So I think this is what happened for you, or for the person you were talking about, the fashion designer person. She will have a moment where she will know, okay, there is no other way around. I have to go through that.
So I got one more question. I think this might be a good place to end it, but
okay.
What do you want from a relationship?
That's a very, very interesting question.
Yeah. That's what I'm here for.
Expansion.
Oh.
Yeah.
But what does that mean?
I think there are some things that you can only experience with somebody in life, you know, building something together, going for something together, having a vision. That's what I want from a relationship.
You mean like growing together?
Growing together. Building something.
So I think that's very brave, because from what I have seen, most people want the opposite of that. So have you ever seen this happen where there's two people who are in a relationship and one of them starts to grow and then it spells the downfall of the relationship? Whether, let's say, for instance, man and a woman that are together and they're both overweight. The woman starts working out. Then after a while, the man starts sabotaging her and he starts replacing her low-fat milk with full-fat milk and putting sugar in her food and attacking her from what for was working out, stuff like this. Because it's like, we met here and this is where we were. And we're both, say, 4 out of 10. But now you're a 5.5 and heading on to 6 and 7. And how do I measure up?
Yeah.
So he tries to pull her back.
Yeah.
So, but what I found is most people want to stay in that space. So you craving expansion is a very, very, very brave thing. Do you feel any fear about that? Or is it just like a complete, I don't know, like a knowing and this is what I want and the thought of it doesn't hurt my psyche at all? Do you understand what I'm saying?
I don't have any fears when it comes to that. For me, life is about growth. It's about expansion. It's about evolving. Everything you experience in your life is just for you to grow and to evolve. And why not evolve in a relationship with a partner that you love?
Well, I agree. And to be honest with you, I'm quite annoyed because there was one more question that I had and it was a juicy one. and I can't remember what it is.
Okay.
I can't
Well,
remember what
maybe
it
it wasn't that
is. And I
important.
know
We
it
just
was though.
let
I
go.
know it was. It was. It's like I know that once we stop, it's gonna come to mind. It's like, oh, that's so annoying. All right. Let's just say this: is there anything that you think men of the world need to know about women, or that women need to know about men, or anything like that? Before we go,
Yes.
talk to me.
Yeah. What I think
Oh,
is,
you got something big to say.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think men and women are completely different creatures.
That's not what the media tells me. The
Well,
media
we
tells
are
me
on
we're
a,
exactly the same.
no, we are not. We are human beings. Yes, we might have similar fears, similar needs when it comes to survival. But when it comes to the essence, we are completely different. We are actually the opposite of each other. This is what makes it so beautiful. And I think the first mistake that we do is, as a woman, expecting you to react as a woman. That's the first mistake to do. And the man expects a woman to react as a man. That's also a mistake. So for me, like, respecting each other's differences when it comes to the psyche, the essence. Like, I cannot expect you to be emotionally very in tune and connected with your heart in a way that a woman is, because then I am looking for a woman. I'm not looking for a man. And the man is not supposed to look for a woman who is really like structured and like doesn't have these ups and downs when it comes to her hormones. He's looking for a man. So we have different essences, and I think accepting each other for who we are and trying to have a bridge between each other, this is what makes it possible for us to co-create and to coexist.
So I have one.
Because we need each other. This is just reality. We need each other.
I agree, and I have one example of this, a real world example. So in a lot of these street interviews I've done, something that comes up a lot is women being really frustrated at having to tell their husbands or their boyfriends what's going wrong in the house, as in clean up, do the dishes, whatever. And what I know exactly why that is, or what the situation is, but they don't. I've explained it to them, and it's like, oh, okay, I see what you're saying. So women, for the most part, are much more conscious or aware of aesthetics than men.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle once said, you know Dave Chappelle, he once said, if a man could fuck a woman in a cardboard box, he wouldn't bother getting a Ferrari. Right? There you go. The only reason he has the Ferrari is to get the woman. So basically, it's like, if a man's living on his own, right? His home, he will clean it eventually, but he's not going to clean it as frequently as a woman would. Because if you imagine you've got a home, and it can be 0, which is like spotless clean, and 10, which is like absolutely filthy and disgusting. The woman's threshold for that place needing to be cleaned might be 3 or 4 or whatever it is, right? Let's say it's 2 or 3. But the man's threshold is more like 4, 5 or 6. So a woman and a man are living together, and the home naturally gets dirty as, you know, they do whatever. But she's naturally going to get triggered by that before him, because she cares a lot more. If she was living on her own, she would be cleaning up much more often. And if he was living on his own, as he has done for his whole adult life, he's cleaning up way less often. But they're together. Now she's expecting him to care about that to the degree that she does. And to a degree, he shot himself in the foot, because when he first started dating her, every time she came round, he cleaned up anyway, because he wanted to make it look good for her. So he's kind of helped to program her to think, well, you know, you should be seeing things the way I naturally do. But anyway, so these women's like, why do I have to mother you? Why can't you see that it needs to be done? It's like, well, I don't, because in my mind, it doesn't need to be cleaned as soon as it is for you. But then obviously they can meet in the middle, where the woman would be aware that he's going to think things a certain way. And then he can be aware that she needs it cleaned, you know, more frequently than he does. So they should both meet in the middle. I'm not saying she should bend to what the man wants. But it's still an example of how they misunderstand, though. Because she wants basically a woman who's going to really care about the, you know, appearance of the home. Whereas men don't really give much of a shit. Not really.
Yeah, I understand
Don't
what
really
you
care.
mean. I understand what you mean, but I think in this particular case, it's not what I see. It's just my opinion and how I perceive things. It's not about the woman wanting the man to be doing stuff as frequent as she wants him to do. It's just about basic things. Mostly is about picking up your socks, putting your stuff in the laundry bag, not, stuff like that.
I hear you, but the point still is, the reason why she's having to say that is because he genuinely doesn't care. And the majority of us don't.
Well, I'm not a man, so I'm not going to discuss this with you.
I'm saying that's the factual thing.
Well, this is where we have to talk about it, communicate about it, and find a middle way where both people or both parties are
But this is
satisfied.
why Dave Chappelle said, like, if a man could fuck a woman in a cardboard box, he wouldn't bother with the Ferrari. That's the basic point. That's it. We don't really care at all.
But I think in this case, the man just have to make a little bit more money and have a cleaner.
Yeah.
So problem is solved.
No, 100%. And again, they should meet in the middle.
Yeah.
I am not saying that. If there was a couple in front of me, right, I wouldn't be saying to the woman, okay, well, you need to understand that he's a man, he doesn't give a fuck and blah, 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 and your needs should go unmet. I wouldn't be saying that. I'd say you guys have to meet in the middle, but you understand him and you understand her, and then we can come together.
Yeah.
That is what I'm advocating for.
Yeah.
Just so we're clear.
That's good.
Okay? Lovely. Right then. And with that, we can end it. So if you have been enjoying this conversation, by the way, do you want like some contact details or stuff on screen?
Oh.
Like ancestral womb and stuff like this,
Oh. Yeah, you want me to say what I am doing?
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is, would you like to promote your endeavors?
Yes.
You would?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you are intrigued by my little sister and would like to know more about her and what she's up to and what she does, she's about to tell you.
Yes. So what I basically do is I work with the womb. This is something like a gift that was passed down to me through my ancestors, the woman lineage and my father lineage. All women have this ability to heal the womb with their hands, and I work with the 4 elements and Moroccan wisdom. And the ancestral womb, it's because when a woman is pregnant, the baby in her womb, if it's a baby girl, she has the eggs already in her little womb too. So basically what a woman is going through, her baby is going through, and the potential baby is going through. And if it's a baby girl, she would pass all this trauma down to the babies she's going to have. So it's very important to break the cycles.
So you're talking about like epigenetics, right? How the thoughts and feelings of the adult is passed down into the child.
Yes.
So we're clear. My mother was born in the 1950s in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So you're saying that when my grandmother was pregnant with my mother, the egg that created me was actually inside my grandmother in Jamaica.
Yes.
In the 1950s.
Yes.
Wow. And whatever trauma she was going through is actually passed down into me.
Yes.
So you're helping women to heal that trauma, both for themselves, but also the future lineage of their family.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they don't have to pass it down. Especially as a woman, we have the womb so we can have kids. Like, in the womb. You understand what I mean?
I hear you.
Yeah.
I follow. Well, we have contact details on screen and in the description. And if you like the cut of my jib, please do like and subscribe and comment. And by the way, subscribe. But when you're doing that, it's not just about me and my ego. Yes, you are going to make me feel really good about myself, and that's very important to me. But also as well, when you engage with the video, you are telling YouTube to show it to more people. That's the way it works. So by doing that, you're helping me to grow and to get this out there and, to put some money in my account. Thank you to the person who's watching. Thank you to you.
Thank you to you too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.